Before Instagram cats, grumpy cat memes, or even lolcats existed, there was Walter. But Walter wasn't even looking for fame or fortune. No, he stumbled into all of this by accident during one of the coldest nights of his life. It's winter, 1949. Walter, a World War II vet and amateur photographer, is trudging the snowy streets of New York City, walking home to his Queens apartment. The young marketing student hears something in a snowbank, a pitiful meow. He notices a tiny stray kitten trembling in a cardboard box. Would you stop? Of course you would. Well, Walter did too. As he tells it later, I just couldn't leave him there. He scooped the kitten up, brought him home, and named him Loco. But saving Loco wasn't the end. It was just the beginning. As Loco grew, Walter snapped more photos of him. Playful, expressive, even silly ones. Anyone who's owned a cat can relate. The only reason I pay for 2 terabytes of iCloud storage is to keep all of my photos of Moon. Anyway, one day a publisher saw one of Walter's Loco prints and made him an offer. Within months, Chandoha was photographing cats for Life magazine, National Geographic, advertising giants, you name it. He would go on to shoot over 90,000 cat pictures in his career. Let that number sink in. 90,000 cat pictures. Big brands like Purina, Fancy Feast, and even Vogue fought to license his works. He was the first to publish whole photo books dedicated to one animal. And with more than 90,000 cat portraits, he defined the modern, cute cat aesthetic before anyone else. Even AI image generators today can't quite replicate the souls that Chandoha captured. But what made his work so irresistible? Why did everyone want a Chandoha cat picture? At the time, most pet photography was, let's be honest, boring. Stiff, grumpy, a cat on a doily staring into the abyss. Walter broke the rules. He invented new lighting tricks to make fur pop and glow, regularly using 6 lights for a single shot, 2 for the background, 2 for the foreground, and 2 more for backlighting to illuminate the very edge of the cat's fur. This genius technique highlighted every strand of fur and gave his cats an almost ethereal quality. He built tiny sets in his basement studio, cat jungle gyms, elaborate backdrops, even props to make kittens leap, yawn, or pounce on cue. Chandoha's cats didn't just pose, they would strut, leap, glare, flirt. His secret? He busted the myth. Cats are impossible to photograph. Walter proved they're just misunderstood. While others snapped 1 or 2 rolls, Chandoha shot hundreds of frames just to get one perfect leap or twitch. Imagine that in the pre-digital age. Every shot meant more film, more money, and more risk. He said, photographers rush, cats punish that. In fact, he claimed a cat reveals itself only when it wants to, so you wait. Chandoha's magic trick wasn't a fancy camera or Photoshop. He treated every cat, stray or show winner, as a character, not a prop. That's the difference. But Chandoha's genius wasn't confined to the studio. In the 1950s, Walter and his wife Maria moved their growing family to a 46-acre farm in Annandale, New Jersey. It wasn't just a home, it was a living, purring ecosystem of inspiration. At one point, 23 cats roamed the property, each a potential muse. The natural light, open fields, and spontaneous cat antics gave him endless opportunities to capture raw, real moments. One of those moments became legendary. The Mob, 1961, is one of Chandoha's most iconic images. 5 serious-faced cats marching through the field like a gang of furry delinquents. Walter later revealed it was dinner time. He called out, "Here, kitty kitty," and when they came running, he dropped to his stomach and fired off the perfect shot as they slowed. The result? A photo so cinematic, so charged with personality, that some even believe it inspired Stanley Kubrick's infamous power walk scene in A Clockwork Orange. But here's where Chandoha's impact truly grows. His work changed how we feel about cats. Before him, dogs were America's darlings. Cats, not so much. Walter's images made cats mainstream stars, cute, quirky, and worthy of love. He revealed their secret playfulness, their drama, even their goofiness. In doing so, he published over 300 magazine covers and more than 30 books. His photos became the go-to for everything from kitten food ads in Tokyo to greeting cards in Paris. Here's a mind-blowing stat. In the 1960s and 70s, more than half of all cat ads printed in America featured Chandoha's images. He was the cat king, even if most people never knew his name. His photographs even appeared on the massive Kodak Colorama display in New York's Grand Central Terminal, an 18 by 60 foot backlit transparency known as the world's largest photographs. This prominent placement helped elevate cat imagery in American visual culture. There's a bigger historical context here. After World War II, America was booming. People wanted comfort, calm, the good life, and Chandoha's cats became symbols of that new prosperity and domestic peace. They weren't just pets. In those photos, they became mascots for the modern American home. And here's the part almost nobody notices. Chandoha's cat photos don't just show cats, they show the relationship between cats and people. The glint in the eye, the goofy post-pounce, the curled up trust. He wasn't just photographing animals, he was capturing connection, joy, and even the everyday magic of living with cats. His children frequently appeared in his images, creating heartwarming scenes that showcase the special bond between children and cats. One particularly popular photo featured his daughter Paula, then 6 years old, smiling with missing teeth and a kitten perched on her shoulder. Some experts call this the Chandoha effect. That invisible warmth you feel when peering into his photos is why decades later his work still feels fresh and alive. Every viral cat meme, every trending TikTok cat owes a tiny thanks to Walter. Here's where the psychology comes in. Why did his photos hit differently? It turns out we humans can't help but anthropomorphize. That means we instinctively see human emotion, personality, even intent in animal faces, especially when they look like they're expressing feelings. Chandoha's genius was making his cats look like characters in a drama, curious, smug, playful, and that simple trick made it almost impossible for viewers not to connect. And here's a marketing secret. Ever notice how some ads just make you feel good? Chandoha's cats became ad superstars because they tapped into another cognitive quirk, the mere exposure effect. Basically, seeing something cute and positive over and over makes you like it, and trust whatever it's paired with even more. So companies plastered his adorable cats on everything, making products feel friendlier and more lovable, just by association. Walter Chandoha continued working almost until the very end of his life. At 98, he was still actively collaborating on his 34th book, a retrospective of 300 cat photos to be published by Taschen. Chandoha passed away on January 11, 2019, at his home in Annandale, New Jersey, where his last cat, Maddie, a brown, beige and black tabby, had followed him everywhere. Walter's influence remains everywhere. His images shaped the internet before the internet. He made the world fall in love with cats, one frame at a time. So the next time you see a cat on a calendar, a meme, or a smiling face on your phone, you might just be seeing a shadow of Walter's genius. Walter Chandoha's legacy isn't just about cats, it's about noticing and celebrating the small joys in life every day. The next time you photograph your pet, channel a little bit of Chandoha's magic. And remember, sometimes your greatest impact starts with the smallest act of kindness, like rescuing a shivering kitten on a cold night. If you like this cat story, there's plenty more to check out on my channel.